Barbecue roasts are a huge part of outdoor cooking culture in Australia and New Zealand. Australians were first introduced to the magic of outdoor barbecue roast on the Weber kettle in the 1970s, and we believe there is still no better way to cook a leg of lamb, roast a beautiful Christmas turkey, or crackle an amazing pork roast than on your Weber barbecue. Your Weber gas barbecue is capable of this and so much more. You can cook an impressive baked ham, perfect pizzas, and even desserts using Weber's indirect cooking method. Your barbecue will cook food with the most amazing flavour, and you'll get fantastic results that your friends and family will rave about. Today we're cooking on the Weber Spirit E310, and before you start cooking, there's a few important steps that you need to take. Firstly, like all Weber barbecues, it's important that you preheat to get your barbecue nice and hot. We'll be using the indirect cooking method for roasting our leg of lamb today, so you'll need to follow these simple steps to get your barbecue ready to roast. To light your barbecue, turn your gas bottle on. Turn the left-hand control knob to the start high position, then immediately press your igniter button. Then, turn the other two burners to high. When preheating for roasting, set the outside burners to high and turn the centre burner to low. Preheat with the lid closed for 10 minutes. Today we're cooking a roast leg of lamb. This one's about 2.5 kilos. A really easy way to prepare your lamb is with some garlic, rosemary, some lemon juice and some salt and pepper. Make around 10 to 12 incisions in the lamb. And place a small sliver of garlic and a small amount of rosemary into each one. Then squeeze the lemon and smear the juice all over the outside. And generously season with salt and pepper. I often hear people suggest that you should cook meat for so many minutes per kilo. But we believe that the cooking time of roasts has surprisingly little to do with its weight. It has more to do with the thickness and the temperature. So here's a great tip for you from the Complete Australian Barbecue Kettle Cookbook. Take this porterhouse steak for example. Now just imagine we roast it. I reckon it would take around 20 minutes for the heat to roast it through. But if we were to roll it up, it would take significantly longer, around an hour. And this is because meat cooks by absorbing the heat from its outer surface to its middle. Consequently, the thicker the meat, the longer it takes to cook. A good guide for the time needed to cook roasts is to allow 1 minute of cooking time per millimetre. For example, our leg of lamb here measures around 100 millimetres at its thickest part, so it will take around 100 minutes to cook it through to medium. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, so now we're ready to cook. When roasting, we want heat to circulate evenly around the meat. That's what indirect cooking is all about. So to roast, we turn off the centre burner and the outside burners are set to the roast setting. Now, let's place our roast in the middle of our grill, above the centre burner. When there's around an hour to go with the lamb, it's the ideal time to get your veggies on. We're adding some jacket potatoes and maple roasted pumpkin to our lamb today. For the jacket potatoes, all you need is some medium-sized potatoes, some olive oil, a decent pinch of salt, and some freshly ground black pepper, ensuring they all get a decent covering. For the maple roast pumpkin, we need half a jack pumpkin, sliced into serving size wedges, some olive oil, salt, freshly ground black pepper, maple syrup, and later we'll add some flaked almonds. Make sure the pieces are evenly covered. Now place them around your lamb directly onto the grill, and make sure you place them in the indirect cooking area above the centre burner. When there's 10 minutes of cooking time left, sprinkle the flaked almonds over your pumpkin. And one final word on roasting. A lot of people still want to roast their meat in a baking dish, but take my advice and don't. Baking dishes are for the oven, not for your Weber barbecue. By roasting straight onto the grill, your food cooks fat-free, it cooks faster, and messy spitting fats are kept to a minimum. And the fats and juices that fall from the meat sizzle and smoke on the hot flavourizer bars below, creating that wonderful barbecue smoke and giving your roast an incredible barbecued flavour. Check out your handbook for more helpful hints and tips about how to get the most out of your Weber gas barbecue. Have a look at that, a perfectly cooked roast leg of lamb with jacket potatoes and maple roasted pumpkin.